Happy Thursday, guys. I'm here to teach you math today. Yesterday with Miss Garcia, you learned about comparing and ordering decimals, fractions, and percents. Today we're going to talk about percents of a number. But before we do that, we are going to go over the practice book page if you did it, and the homework page, which you should have done, and let's get started. Alright, so on the board is the practice book page. So there is, you can see all of them to 18 up there. So 1, 81%, number 2, 9 over 25, number 3, 49 hundredths, 41 hundredths, 42%, 13 over 20, 9 over 10, 11 over 20, 65%. Here it was asking for the least. Be careful of that because this was asking for greatest, but this is asking for least. So number 10 is 5%. Number 11 is 1/10. Number 12 is 8/10. Number 13 is 1/4. This is 6 hundredths. Number 15 is 69 hundredths. Number 16, 12%. Number 17, 80%. And 18, 0.5 or 5/10. Number 19 was B. Number 20 was A. And if you did the writing math, there you go. Okay, and if you have any questions or you don't know why you missed one, please let us know. Okay, going down to the homework. Okay, again, this says greatest. 3/5, 0.38 or 38 hundredths, 25 hundredths, 8 elevenths, 86%, 2/3. This is asking for the least. 1/10, 47%, and 0.71 or 71 hundredths. Okay, find the area of each figure. 15 centimeters squared. Don't forget that this is important. Number 11, 20 centimeters squared. And number 12, 320 inches squared. Okay, and the back. Number 1, people who exercise. Number 2, Monday. Number 3, vanilla chocolate mint chocolate chip. Number 4, math, social studies, reading. Number 5, the total is 104%, but it should not be greater than 100%. Number 6, 7 20ths, 35 hundredths, and 35%. Okay, so that is your practice book page and your homework for lesson 3. By now you should also have taken quizzes 1 and 2, and then you'll take 3 and 4 tomorrow. Okay, so put your homework away and take out your math book, your math notes, a pencil, and your math homework that you're going to be working on for this lesson, lesson 4, and turn in your math books to page 508. We're going to learn percent of a number. And this, you guys, is my favorite lesson. So I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to write some notes on the board. So chapter 23, lesson 4. Percent of a number. So that means we're trying to find a percentage of a number. So how much is 5% of 20? Okay, and there are going to be 2 ways we're going to do that. So percent is another way of showing parts of a whole. Sorry, this is an A. Okay, parts of a whole. So parts of a whole, we should think ding, 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 fractions. Okay, so we can use know multiplying fractions or decimals. So I'm not multiplying a fraction times a decimal. I'm either going to change the percent to a fraction and multiply it by a fraction, or I'm going to multiply by a decimal. This is a personal choice. Personally, I would take fractions over decimals any day. Okay, but you may want to do decimals. That's fine. That's up to you. I'm going to show you both ways, and then you can pick. Okay, so my first example is I have 20 kites in this competition. Okay, so and I'm going to say example number 1 because I have 2 examples for you guys. So I have 20 kites, and 60% of them are red. I don't know why I was going to say 5. So my question is, how many of these 20 kites are red? So if I counted, I would have this many reds. Okay, instead of counting, I'm going to multiply. So way number 1 is fractions. Okay? So if I have fractions, then 60%, I need to turn that into a fraction. Remember, when I'm dealing with percents, I'm always dealing with 100. So I can take this 60 and put it over 100. Okay? Because it's 60 out of 100. 60%. Okay? And after I do that, I need to simplify because I don't want to multiply huge numbers like that. So I'm going to think 20, which makes this 3/5. Okay? Now, maybe you didn't think 20 right off the bat. That's fine, but eventually get here to 3/5 where you cannot simplify any longer. So, whatever percent you have is always going to be over 100. So if this was 5%, I would put 5 over 100. If this was 10, I would have 10 over 100. If I have 90, it would be 90 over 100. Okay, it's never under anything else but 100. Okay, so now I'm going to take 20 and I'm going to multiply it by 3/5. Okay, what do I do when I have a whole number? When I want to multiply fractions, I'm going to put this over 1. Okay, now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can just multiply and get 60 over 5, which will equal 12. Or some of you like to cross cancel, so 5 and 20 have 5 in common. So this is 1, this is 4, then I have 12 over 1, which is 12. So either way, the answer is 12. So 12 is 60% of 20. 12 is 60% of 20. Okay? So the other way I can do this is by decimals. Now again, I don't like decimals, but I will show you because it's good to know which way you like versus what way I like, because they may not be the same. Okay, so way number 2, I'm going to erase this little arrow. Is decimals. So now I have to take my 60% and turn it into a decimal. So remember from my lesson on Monday, or maybe Mrs. Ricard's on Tuesday, you take this percentage sign and you go, and your decimal goes there. So now I have 60%, okay? and now I'm going to multiply 0.60 or 0.6, whatever one you want to write. I'm going to keep it as 0.60 and keep this 0 here because this 20 has that in that place value. Okay, so I'm going to say multiply. Okay, see, if I had said 0.6, I would have ended up putting that 0 there anyway. So I'm just going to keep it as 0.60. 0, 0, 0, placeholder, 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Carry my 1. 0 times 2 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 0, 0, 2. And remember, if I have gone swoop this way, then I need to go swoop this way. So I have 12, 4, 12. So either way I did it, I got 12 is 60% of 20. And that's all you do. Okay, so I'm going to do another example just to be sure. And then if you are unsure of how to do this, please make sure that you ask questions. So example number 2, I'm going to go ahead and erase. Okay, so example number 2. Is what is 5% of 40? Okay. I'm going to use fractions for my first way. Remember what I said. This is always over 100. Okay? It's not over 10, it's over 100. Same thing as the last one, I need to simplify. I'm going to do 5, which is 1/20. And now I can multiply that times 40. And again, I can cross cancel or I can just multiply. I'm just going to multiply. 1 times 40 is 40. 20 times 1 is 20. And simplify. 40 divided by 20 is 2. That is my answer. Okay, so 2 is 5% of 40. Okay, and then I'm also going to do it decimals, even though I don't like using decimals. I will show you again because maybe you like that way. Okay, so I still have to take this twice. So I'm going to put a 0 there. Don't just say that this is 0.5. Okay, it's not, because you have to move this percentage sign twice, okay, to get it out of the way. Okay, so this is wrong. It should be 0.05. And if you do this, you're going to get answer incorrect. You're going to get 20 when the answer is going to be 2. So I'm then going to take this and multiply it times 40. 0, 0, 0. Placeholder 20, carry the 2, 2, and 0. Remember I did this, I always forget this. Right, and then 2.0, 4, 2. Okay, so either way, I get 2. Okay. So just a couple reminders is that when you have something like 5%, like a percentage of 5, you have to move it twice. So if you have 8, you have to move it twice. If you have 6, you have to move it twice. Don't just say 0.5, 0.6. You're going to get your problems wrong. Okay, so that goes for any number that has a single digit. Okay, that is all that I have for you for this lesson. Please let us know if you have any questions. If I went too fast, watch the video again, okay? Watch what I'm doing. Your homework pages are 213 through 214, and if you want extra practice, either do your practice book page or you can get on iExcel Math, and it is R3, that is what I just taught. So that is all for today on this Thursday. I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.